In His Shadow by meniekeime. Chapter 11. Semester. Harry's point of view. While we walked up to the castle, I asked myself if Strong had houses and how they were categorized. We were placed in the big entrance hall and went through a big corridor. The school gave away a homey feeling, and everywhere were signs that helped us navigate through the school. We entered a big hall, and there were not 4 long tables, but 20 small round ones. Each of them had around 40 seats. "Do you have a sorting or something?" I asked Victor, and he shook his head. "We only need to look where our seat is. You don't have houses, but semestvas, which translates to family. We have 20 semestvas, each with around 40 members. The Bulgarian magic community isn't as big as the one in England, so we have around 800 students at the moment." Victor explained, and we started searching for our names. We found it on a table in the middle and sat down next to each other. The table had a big 7 on it. "We don't give our family names after colors or animals. We use numbers to ensure a neutral name, and nobody gets discriminated because of their family. You pronounce it Sindma," Victor explained, while our table was filled with other people. They greeted each other and Victor also sometimes, until they noticed me. "Hey, look, we got a new one. Hi, I'm Linda." "And you are?" a bubbly girl asked. She had brown hair and green eyes, and I couldn't quite smell if she was an alpha or a beta or an omega. "I'm Harry." I mumbled and shook her hand. Other students introduced themselves. They were all nice people, it seemed. A boy named Alan Scudder had told us that we had our rooms next to each other, being the only other male omega in the 7th year and in the same family. Victor was talking to some other beta brothers, and it turned out that Linda was in my year and a beta sister to Aliskerd. "When did your first heat happen?" Alec asked curiously while patting some meat on my plate. "We had to take a test before we could enter Hogwarts, so I had it the first time when I was 10. The other omega widened his eyes and put down his utensils. "Really? You all really had to take those tests?" "We only have to take them if we want to become a beta sibling. I got mine when I was 15. Out of nowhere, I heard someone tapping his fork against the glass, and everyone turned to Kronov, who had stood up and held a speech in Bulgarian, but Victor translated for me. "Hello, dear students, and welcome back for another school year. We are all aware of the situation in Western Europe. That is why I want to remind you, Strong is a safe place for all of us. I don't want to make this speech long, but the captains of the cheer teams asked me to remind you that tryouts are next week, and everybody is welcome to participate. Now enjoy dessert and don't go sleep too. Now enjoy your dessert and don't go to sleep too late." When Alec heard cheer team, he began jumping up and down and grabbed my hand. "I always wanted to cheer, but I always didn't want to do it alone. Do it with me, please," he asked, giving me puppy dog eyes. How could I say no? "Okay, but I most likely won't make it onto the team. I haven't done sports in so long," I mumbled. But that didn't stop Alec from pouting more, and from dessert on our plates, reminding me that I was much too thin. He was really the personification of a mother friend. "Maybe I should try out for Quidditch again," Victor said, and got a "Victor, no, your playing is like cheating" back. So he shrugged his shoulders and mumbling something. "Victor, I'm going to show Harry his room, okay?" Alex said, and Leda and Vic stood up to follow us. While walking around, Alec talked about the school. You can't get lost here. You only need to follow the signs. The family room is upstairs with all rooms. Oh, look, here, you can open the door and a big 7 on it, and you look at our family tree. We entered a big room with a lot of doors. Turns out it had 7 floors. On the 7th years, 2 of the 6th years, and so on. I followed Alec back to his room and checked the 2 doors next to his, looking for the name Potter. But I was about to cry. I had seen this family tree already once. Harry Black. And there was the whole family of my father. Everything okay, Harry? Victor asked, and I was happy that the school accepted my adoption and makes it seem like I always belonged to my parents. I opened the door and Victor didn't follow me. You need to allow me to enter. Best if you write my name down on a card and put it on the back of your door. Nobody can enter this room but you or those with their names on the back of the door. It's for your safety. I nodded to grab some paper. Victor was my braided brother. It was better if he was able to go in and out without asking me all the time. The room was big enough with a bed, a carpet on the ground, a desk, 2 cupboards, with one having heat and mating written on it. You'll be able to understand tomorrow. I would recommend that you go to sleep now. Tomorrow is going to be a bit overwhelming, I guess. Victor said, wishing me a good night. End of chapter 11.